You won't become a big shot without taking a few fights. I have been beat on, stepped on, and up, and down, shaken up.
Are you okay, Spamton? I mean, I know you're not. Spamton, do you want me to call somebody?
Smells like my ass. His ass, our ass, we are one.
Fucking excuse me. What's good, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a reaction video to Spamton Sweepstakes. So a lot of you guys were saying that this includes some kind of foreshadowing for the next couple chapters, and this was kind of like an ARG, I think is what it's called, like an online ARG where you could participate, and that was between the periods of chapter 2 to chapter 3 and 4. So this would just provide some lore for the next couple of chapters, and even though I don't have to wait, I could just play chapter 3. If there's lore, I'm gonna watch it. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you like, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know how excited you are for chapter 3, and without further ado, let's get into the video. Also, check out Two Left Thumbs. That is the video that I'm going to be reacting to. I'll have the original link down in the description below, and yeah, check them out. Now, I know a couple people were saying that there is a potential that all the information here isn't, I don't know if it's canon. I'm gonna take it as canon, but there's a chance that we're gonna see some bullshit. So you guys already know about that. So yeah, let me just get to it.
For anyone who missed out on this weekend's Spamton Sweepstakes, it was a wild ride. They clearly just had so much fun making
Who is this? This how Spamton looks in real life?
it, even though it gets
hell.
Yeah.
That's how he looks like in real life, Spamton. You know what? He does look like a salesman. Funny enough, he does look like a salesman. I can't be mad at it.
Yeah, fresh peepus. Spamton ass!
Your best. Was this made by Toby or by the community? I wonder.
Don't put that in there.
I didn't spend years inside the ring for nothing. Years inside the ring. Years inside the ring. Years.
Spamton ass!
Yeah, it gets,
This might have been a mistake. What am I watching?
it's a little weird sometimes. How's it going, everyone? My name's Graham, and welcome to Two Left Thumbs. Today, I'm doing a video overviewing this weekend's Spamton Sweepstakes. Allow me to catch you up on things, share all the
wait, was this when it was happening? Oh yeah, this was probably, yep.
unexpected secrets that were
Lucky.
dropped along the way, attempt to explain as much as I can, and lace in some small theories here and there. Mostly, I'm just working to document, organize, and present as much as I can. It was a charity event to celebrate the 1-year release of Deltarune Chapter 2. And as fans quickly determined, there were Easter eggs hidden just absolutely everywhere. And of course, people immediately came asking for me to do a video on it. And when I say people, I mean like 3 of you. But hey, I'm thrilled to be anyone's first thought when something like this comes about. It's so encouraging for me and makes it all the more fun to put together a video like this.
What is okay. I gotta stop pausing the video. We're only a minute and 34 in.
Probably my favorite part of the presentation, though, was
Is this even Deltarune at this point? What is this?
For anyone who watched the Spamton Value Network, that has nothing to do with it. That is our first official tease of the game we are working on, Pikachu.
Oh, okay, because I'm like, bro, what? What am I looking at? Okay, I thought this was like Endocopia at first thought because I seen Davo playing it.
Dreams. Okay. Fast-paced. The best place to start is looking at all the secret links and other weird details that were hidden in the Sweepstakes website. My favorite part of this sort of 90s themed website, which, you know, probably it's meant to be about 1997, is that when you click on this audio file and get to
Spamton.
listen to the Big Shot theme, a little dancing Spamton appears off to the left, which is a reference to this famous little animated baby that people would post on their websites in the 90s. Don't ask me why it exists, but this was like the peak of internet humor at the time.
It's actually funny
The
though.
actual original Sweepstakes links have been taken down. They were run through Fan Gamer, but I believe that everything has been transferred over to Deltarune.com, so it should be properly archived in case anyone wants to go check it out for themselves,
That's
but
really
there's no
cool.
guarantees that'll persist. As an example, part of the description on the shirt prize is now missing. I feel like a few things might have just gotten messed up transferring them over to a different website. So who knows, maybe some of that will get added back in. But in the off chance that doesn't happen, it feels all the more important to record it, document, and archive this stuff. About Spamton. It's me, the #1 greatest salesman, Spamton G. Spamton. You may know me from everything, which I think is meant to be a little bit of a joke playing off Troy McClure from The Simpsons.
Hi, I'm Troy McClure. You may remember me from such nature films as Earwigs, Ooh, and Man vs. Nature, The Road to Victory.
Which himself
never
is
seen
just
both my
parodying
life.
the way that
I'm
TV
sorry.
personalities used to introduce themselves. So it's hard to say it's for sure a reference, but I wanted to point it out. And now I'm only getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I've never gotten smaller. I've never gotten smaller. Hidden in the descriptions of many of these prizes are random links to secret pages. Several of these links take us to a blog. I'll have a dedicated section later in the video where I look through all those, so I'll skip over sharing how to get to them for now. Checking out the toilet paper prize and the yourself links us to /sighting. Sighting 1997. During this sighting section, Digital Roots, a track from Chapter 2, plays in the background as it zooms into Spamton on a toilet. Clicking it changes it to...
Bro, I'm sorry. I can only imagine the excitement that you would have going through this website while waiting for the next chapter to release, bruh. Like, there's already so many elements within this, like, ARG thing.
To a slightly different angle, again,
we're 5
zooming
minutes
in
in.
randomly on
2
Spamton
hours
sitting
worth of
on this toilet. If you inspect the toilet paper more directly, Blue Bubble.rodeo is printed onto it. Maybe Blue Bubble is another Peepus, I don't know. Blue Bubble.rodeo is a real link. We're told to get ready for 2 minutes of mildly entertaining shootout action. Kris and Susie are both standing there in these little cowboy outfits. Clicking either character plays this whip sound effect.
Yeah.
Following the link of the champ, it takes us to /dog. It is described at the top as being the Hall of Fame, although there's only one thing here. There is an empty frame and a plaque underneath. Clicking these brings in the annoying dog
Toby
and
Fox. I
simply
knew it.
states Best Inu, with Inu being Japanese for dog.
Yep.
And this Inu receives quite a bit of fanfare with a little theme song playing behind it. Cute Little Guys links us to /Lancer. At the top reading, "You're the annoying now, dog," which is both in reference to Undertale and Deltarune's own annoying dog, Toby Fox's self-insert character, and also referencing the old popular website filled with early viral memes, YTMND, standing for "You're the Man Now, Dog," which was named after one of the first things posted on the website.
Bro, I can only imagine imagine how the internet was back
That's
then.
basically all this site
is
ever
insane.
was. Some sort of repeating image, some crappy clip art style text, and one looping bit of audio. Yet there are things on this website that I still find funnier than almost anything else you could possibly show me. And when clicking on little Lancer here, the reference becomes much more overt. Ho ho ho! You just got Lancer.
Yeah, Lancer.
From the Ralsei nurse
really
doll,
cool.
the Fluff Cells link takes us to /Shadowmen. Although it still says you're the annoying now dog. We can see Kris, Susie, and
Feels like
Ralsei
they're in the
are all
mafia.
dressed up kind of like these 1920s era mafia people.
Right.
Although Ralsei seems to be a little bit more fashionable with the scarf. These Shadowmen are wearing
mafia, son.
socks, and when we blast them away, we knock their socks off. One of them shoots these like jazz notes at us, while the other one fires away with a Tommy gun, other things that I think are supposed to evoke that sort of 1920s era. So seemingly we're simply being shown a tease of an upcoming fight in a future chapter. The scrap heap link takes us to /RAM. We don't really know what RAMB is. It could be something AM broadcasting. It's very likely to be TV related. And in the top it reads, "Where could this be?" Clicking on this doorway opens up the green room, and we know it's called that because it was recently featured in a Deltarune development update. And for anyone uncertain, a green room is very much tied into this TV and movie theme. What I predict will
we
be
gonna
the
see that
entire
in Chapter
basis
3?
of the Chapter 3 Dark World.
Yep.
Now you can click on
Cool.
any of the doors in this room. The door on the left takes us to /weather that has these two characters. One with a moon face and, I don't know, one that its head is a cloud, I guess. If you click on either one of them, we are taken to another YTMND style page. The weather always sticks together. So presumably these are two characters we're going to encounter and likely fight the weather people of this TV network that we end up at. Clicking on the
So the next
right hand.
Oh yeah, because the next chapter is gonna be about TVs. Because at the end of chapter 2, we seen that face on the TV. Are we gonna be in like a reality TV show?
door takes us to
shoot.
/TV. The top says
Yo,
it's off.
bro, imagine we might be in a reality TV show. Okay.
With the little asterisks in front as if it were a character saying it in game. This TV doesn't actually do anything. It appears to be the TV sprite taken from that ending cutscene of Chapter 2. So this entire portion of the secrets are all linking us forward into Chapter 3. And clicking the middle room takes us to the changing room listed as private.
Yeah,
When you
why would
pull
you
back
open
the
it?
curtain, a Shadowman is there and screams before closing the curtain again. If you click fast enough, it also takes us to the Shadowmen battle preview.
Oh my god.
It's unclear what the odds are, but opening this curtain over and over, you have a slight chance of having Lancer appear. Just the shrunk down little chibi version that rotates
did you
around.
get in
and
there?
when clicked, takes you to the /Lancer. You just got Lancer.
Lancer about to piss me off, bro.
On the Benjamin Franklin cube, the blink takes us to /blink. What? It has Susie passed out sleeping. If you
Sleeping
click on
Susie.
her, she will open her eyes and blink now and again with a little sound effect playing. In the commemorative ring, potentially it hurts is being singled out, connecting to the way the thorn ring hurts us when we're wearing it. It hurts takes you to damn you, Tina, and at the top, it requests we delete this. And we obviously don't know who Tina is yet, but I'm guessing that that is short for antenna. It would be like Antina, since this is all connected to TVs here.
Oh, wait. So interesting. So is the TV gonna be the ruler of the Chapter 3 Dark World? because their antenna's right there, so the TV is gonna be possessed.
Hard to know for sure exactly how that's gonna tie in. That damn boob tube, you're the one that should be having a refreshing night's sleep in the recycling bin. Everything is his. Everything is his fault. Pay. Everyone is going to pay 5 easy payments of $9.99 until they're all in the disposal area, begging for my everyone except. And tucked at the very bottom, written in hidden black text, Mike.
Oh, yep.
Clicking on the TV takes us to a page of nothing but static with the title, You're Early.
Oh, God.
Scrolling down does this kind of inverse thing where the static
was making me sick, bro.
looks like it's moving the other direction. And if we highlight this text, make it a little easier to see, what are you doing here? You shouldn't be here. And towards the very bottom of this page, there are 2 squares that exist outside the rest of the static. Very easy to see if you've highlighted them, easy to miss if you hadn't. One of them also takes us to RAMB, that RAM page. The other takes us to this plain blue page. And at the top, aren't you forgetting something?
No.
Interestingly, static can also be referred to as snow. And when we scroll further up this blue page, we start to get snowfall, which again makes me think everything would tie into Noelle and the holiday season and her cold snow-based powers.
Okay.
But we can click on this lone black rectangle, which takes us to Ice Palace Glacier. No, not
I've never heard glacier spelled like that or said like that.
Glacier. It is spelt slightly incorrectly.
Oh,
I'm reading it that way on purpose. Makes me feel like David Attenborough.
Okay.
That's it.
So I was right.
We have this banner that alternates between 2 things, the first of which being an advertisement for Ice-E. Have you seen him? With a couple of them looking a little bit twisted and not quite right. Clicking on the Ice-E one takes us to /Ice-E. Have you seen him? Recent sightings. This sighting comes again courtesy of Noelle Holiday. The other night I went down to eat leftover pizza, but when I went down, it was dark and I couldn't find the switch. And I saw Ice-E on the box and he winked at me. I screamed. Only my sister believes me. So this would have been from a little while ago when Des was still around. An update to the sighting. Story update. My sister burned the box in the grass to kill it, and it smelled like charcoal pizza. She burned out Ice-E's eyes, and he looked evil. And as he's...
For someone that's supposed to be smart, her grammar is fucking terrible. For someone that's supposed to be smart, I thought she was the smartest in the class, and then Birdley was just like copying off her and taking the shine.
Took it and said we should bury the box, and Kris dug a hole in the ground in the graveyard, and I was so scared.
Then again, I guess this is like kind of a personal diary type of thing, I'm assuming. So maybe that's why.
Scared a zombie would come up, and I tried to say, Kris, I'm scared, and they turned around with the box over their face, and I screamed, so Des hit him, and I took it away and threw it away, and I think it's gonna come kill me. For those that enjoy these sightings, be sure to take a look at the ones from her sister. So this is dated back a while. Azzy is around. Kris and Noelle are clearly quite young. She's right.
This is like, it's insane how much Amori vibes I'm getting. And I know a lot of you guys confirmed that, yeah, like they were kind of, not in cahoots, I would say, but I think the comment had said that either Omocat or Toby Fox let the other know, like, Are we doing the same shit right now? Are we doing the same shit right now? Because Amori came out way before Deltarune, or definitely before Deltarune.
Getting out this big, long running sentence. Bro. And if we follow...
I have a lot of theories about like the relationship between Amori and freaking Deltarune, and more importantly, the relationship between Kris and Sunny. And bro, I have a lot of theories, bro. At this point, I am officially a part of the fandom, bro. Like, I might just do a theory video one of these days.
The link to see Des's account of the sightings we're taken to /December, which is a fake 404 not found page. There isn't anything else hidden here. It's not that it's faked in order to hide something, but it's made to look like 90s Internet Explorer. Again, giving us an idea of when this would have taken place canonically. And the same banner that can take us to the ICE page actually rotates between two different things. I don't precisely know the timing of this or what causes this to be present on occasion. You are the 1 billionth customer. Click here to claim your prize. Lucky, wow, incredible. But it'll take us to /secret. There are 4x4 closets, 16 total. Only a handful of them have anything behind them. What's behind door number 1, which is taken straight from the old game show Let's Make a Deal, which was hosted by Monty Hall, and is the origin of the well-known Monty Hall problem. Most of them will say try again and play a small boo.
Aww.
The second one has a Ralsei doll, you won, and repeated aw. The 7th takes us to a Peepus, although it says we have lost. Clicking it takes us back to the closets. The 12th takes us to a gumball machine and claims we won. That is all there is to it. The 13th also claims we won and takes us to a clip of a Wikipedia page, which appears to be for the old web art installation Superbad created by Ben Benjamin in 1997.
Oh, wow.
There are weird things to be read into this. I mean, for one, it won a Webby Award in the weird category. The weird route has become very important to Deltarune. Clients ranged from telephone companies to being used in images from Japanese pop culture, both of which play a role in Deltarune. These may seem rather generic, it gets more specific. The site contains a veritable maze of interlinked visual conceptual sub-projects, which is kind of describing the sweepstakes that we are currently clicking around in. Time magazine cited the very randomness of the electronic images offered on the website that lures the viewer deeper and deeper into its playful maze. So nothing here is linked all that literally, but this has clearly been some form of inspiration for Toby, and with its connection to 1997, he's either just paying homage to this thing that was an inspiration to himself, or there are some deeper connections linking up to Spamton and this larger world in some way. The 15th takes us to /chair. A lone chair in a black space. In the top, but what if it could, and after clicking and getting this weird glitchy effect and sound effect, get darker than dark, which obviously would make us think of dark, darker, yet darker, coming from entry 17 and presumably Gaster in Undertale. And
is that by entry 17? Is that the 17th entry in the True Lab or something different?
Is a 1 in 20 chance when clicking on this that we will see Spamton's eyes with a different sound effect for a fraction of a second before it sends us back to the main page. It's almost like a little bit of a gasp. Interestingly, if you go to the chair and come back, that closet door remains open and you can't interact with anything before refreshing. It'll do it every time, regardless if you've clicked the chair or not. That maybe is just a glitch. Now, there doesn't seem to be anything that links you to /des. It's something that people would have just thought to try. Someone inspecting it thinks to themselves, it's a red guitar. It takes us to a page that has this lone guitar. When clicking on this, it plays a song that within the files we can see is called Find Her. Obviously the character is missing, and the song itself is 1 minute and 13 seconds long.
Missing.
If Spamton Neo is defeated by fighting, you are awarded the Puppet Scarf, a scarf made of strange strings for those that abandon healing. Susie says it's creepy, Ralsei's reluctant to use it, And Noelle, to herself, thinks that it feels like guitar strings. Another link that people seem to have discovered just through trial and error. This is /man. As was pointed out by other people compiling information, there is a font line in the page source code. The same one that Deltarune itself uses, meaning that there could be an intent to eventually add text to this page. Here we have the animated GIF of the lone tree that we...
Okay, so now that we know that Des isn't dead, that she's just missing, I assume she went missing on the date on the calendar back in chapter 2, 12/20. So she was missing on the last day of December. Interesting. And better yet, now that we know that Kris is probably one of the first people to head into the dark world, do you think Kris could have done something to Des, potentially? Because now that we've established a timeline that Kris and Noelle, you know, they were friends, I guess you could say, and then Des was also in the mix, being Noelle's sister. So maybe something happened there.
We find the man behind in chapter 1, and a similar version in chapter 2. This is the man who gives us the egg. There is even the flavor text in the top behind the tree. And slightly above on the left-hand side of the tree, there is a narrow thing that can be clicked. However, it doesn't take us anywhere unique. This takes us back to egg. Part of Noelle's blog I'll cover after, and hopefully I can stop saying that now. I'm actually going to jump ahead to talk about the Spamton Value Network video they made as a finale for this sweepstakes. Ahead of this, they stated very clearly that nothing here is canon, but they still slipped in some fun references that I wanted to quickly fire through. I do suggest you watch that entire video. It is absolute deranged insanity. It takes so much effort to make something look intentionally crappy like this. Why was so much effort put into this fake commercial for a fake product? This isn't even one of the things you can win. Although it's a shame that it managed to be recalled in Canada despite never being released. I was really excited to have my Nutrinose. Someone in the States is gonna have to acquire one and ship it to me through very legal means. Okay. The team did a fantastic job. It's so funny and strange and unsettling and cool. I am pretty thrilled that they managed to get a hold of Toby Fox. I didn't think he'd be able to appear.
World famous composer Toby Fox!
Really inspiring stuff. So great to hear from him. There's this weird stuff going on where we have Spamton, A Spamton, and B Spamton, and O Spamton. It just seems to be a strange bit they're doing, right up until the very end when things begin to fall apart. And Spamton A Spamton goes calling the real Spamton.
Oh,
presumably
God.
This would be
What
the one
is
we
this
know,
creature?
Spamton G Spamton. With all the evidence we've been shown of how Peepuses reproduce and multiply, the fact that Spamton refers to them as the boys, there's a chance that these things are all eggs for Spamton to clone himself and reproduce. And this potential implication that Spamton might be some hive mind, maybe that explains why he spews out millions of tiny little Spamtons at us. I'm telling you guys, we never should have let him free.
Yeah.
Or look at this messaging in the Spamton candle. Smells like my ass. His ass? Our ass? We are one.
Fucking excuse me. Smells like my
Every single one of these prizes has absurd
smell that
joke descriptions.
Excuse
But
me,
that one's just
Spamton.
a little bit more unnerving than the rest. We have these missing person posters flash on screen incredibly briefly, and the two people shown appear to be the ones portraying Spamton A and B Spamton. At least I think that's who these two guys are. It's hard to tell with the purposely grainy, obscured footage and low-quality photos. Is it possible that this hive of Spamtons is capturing people and turning them into more Spamtons? That would kind of defeat the purpose of the Peepus recreation thing, so it feels like those are competing theories, and I don't really know anymore. Again, not canon. This game just gets in my head a little bit. But it all becomes really messy when this video continuously references things that very obviously are canon. So for the sake of just having fun drawing connections, I'm going to attempt to point things like this out without dwelling on them too long or treating them like fact. Right away, I think it's really cool how they managed to get double use out of Channel 2, like old school cable Channel 2 TV when we just had Chapter 2. It almost sets it up in a way like this is a prologue or interlude of sorts. Even though it's not canon, it's a fun way to think of it. The month and date were correct, but it's set to 1997. There's a major snow warning at the bottom here for southern counties. I know I'm not supposed to be reading into everything, but it would be interesting if it snowed during the next chapter, and this was just a tiny tease. In the meantime, get your heart ready. It's just supposed to evoke the way that you interact with battles. Our boys in blue would normally mean the police, but today it means Peepus. I'm rather disgusted by the fact that the toilet paper is advertised as used, and a very high fragrance item.
Lord.
In this part of the broadcast, do you know this man? The image of Spamton in the toilet is the same one used for that sighting secret. And the options being deal or no deal make me sound like Howie Mandel, but it's a reference to the way Kris had to choose whether or not to take Spamton's deal. In the ode to Spamton, he makes direct reference to Jevil.
Not a circus clown who's more sick than he's funny. A lovable salesman who give me free money.
And then draws very obvious attention to the fact that people are clamoring to predict who the secret boss of Chapter 3 might be.
Who will be the secret boss of Adventure No Free?
But this video is not built around revealing anything major like that. So it's just kind of a wink and a nod, and not something they ever address directly. Normally at the end of one of these infomercials, these rectangles would represent the available payment options.
Does it say
Instead, we have something crossed out, what looks to be a pause symbol, a representation of Spamton's face, and a basketball? I think it's just meant to be random, and I totally dig that. Now, every time they announced a new prize, there's scrolling text at the bottom, with Spamton narrating things and everything else to be read on screen. It's hard to know where to put your focus, but there's some pretty funny gags and goofy things going on down there. A lot of it is just spam messaging, asking you to buy useless junk and presumably malware. It's right at the time that the acid cup wine glass appears that things at the bottom start getting really notably dark. Live high-quality Spamtons. Streaming now. Remember, this may look free, but you'll have to pay. At the end, they all will. Breaking news.
Okay.
Spamton's still at large. Still at big. And he's only getting bigger. Growing. Feasting.
How can't we find him if he's so damn big?
Shouldn't have let him free. It is incredibly fitting that the winner of the corpse was a user going by Metaton. Considering that character is a robot, what is essentially a metal corpse occupied by the soul of a ghost monster. Maybe that's a gross way to think of things, but yeah, I'm sticking with it. This is the smallest little throwaway moment.
I think this one's a girl.
They included Miss Peepus in there. Having Spamton leave with a slide whistle is actually a live-action recreation of a moment that you can encounter in-game. The watch is shown to be engraved with Noelle's name, referencing the idea that the silver watch found in-game was hers. And after the weird route, there's the potential moment where Noelle realizes that Kris somehow has her watch. This is referenced in the audio when presenting that item.
How did this get on there? We can't sell this. It's too much value.
In general, I just love the way that fan gamers Reed will dress up like Asgore during any of these streams or events. It's just a much appreciated nice touch. Chapter 3 is all but guaranteed to be TV themed. We know Spamton has this rivalry with someone known as Mike. It's been heavily theorized that he belongs to this TV world, and Spamton is trying to do his best to position us against him. So mixed in with various other fun and silly songs for Spamton CD, there is the repeated plea to kill the TV, a warning being issued about what's to come in Chapter 3.
Kill your PV. Kill your PV.
The antenna.
They tell this entire poem in tandem about destroying a TV and cable cutting, basically. The championship belt is said to have been previously worn by great luminaries such as The Pebble, which is a reference to Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Prepares you to smack downwards is also a reference to the WWE hosted event SmackDown. What happens at SmackDown? You get smacked downwards. I am insanely excited to see a Donkey Kong 64 reference here. It's kind of a fun tribute to think it's like the only other major banana-themed meme I can think of. Like, depending what you grew up with or what you're a fan of, when you see a banana in the context of a video game reference, you're either gonna think potassium or ooh, banana. If your brain goes somewhere else instead, you're gonna have to let me know. Now, it's hard to call this a reference. I think, again, it's more of an homage. When Spamton B. Spamton shows up, he's not actually using motion capture at all. This is a style of automated rotoscoping that was made popular by Joel Haver, one of my favorite creators on all of YouTube. I would recommend his animated stuff and live-action skits. He is just absolutely hilarious. But he sort of popularized this style of animation, and he's had a lot of imitators since. And while that doesn't necessarily mean that's what they were trying to recreate here, they may have been rather indirectly or directly inspired by that, so it was really cool to see. The best thing in this entire stream that made watching it twice absolutely worth it is this reference to Beyblades of all things.
What?
This is a couple years there.
Yo, if ball knowledge, or if you know ball was encapsulated in a singular time or an object, it would be whoever made this website. Bro, the amount of ball knowledge.
These were the coolest toy imaginable. The beast inside, spinning it around to knock into other tops, let it rip. Amazing. It's so cool to see something I loved as a kid featured here.
That's insane.
This one's very indirect and makes me think maybe it wasn't intentional. But seeing off isolated in all capitals there, how can I not think of Mortis Ghosts off? Toby has referenced this and been inspired by it repeatedly.
You can see Spamton B. Are you good, bro?
Within his own game.
Oh, he's not good, bro.
I'm a huge fan of this poster, just eviscerating crypto bros, making fun of NFTs.
I knew the future of ripping people off. Don't miss out. The value is dropping as we speak.
He's not even willing to say fungible token. It gets cut off as just fun. Do not screenshot. The future's now. Get it, bro. Invest in my token. I don't know where the hell they found a tunnel for him to climb out of. That kind of a little bit looks like it has Spamton's hair, but I love that. Also, having a crewmate spray painted on the inside of this tunnel is hilarious. I'll assume it was already there. I'm not accusing them of vandalism. But if they did spray paint these images themselves, at least it's kind of cool vandalism. This was apparently the nice ending. They filmed a separate one in case we all silenced Spamton together. I wish so badly we could have seen that. Maybe it'll still come in the future. Next, I want to cover the various posts from Noelle's blog that we can discover. The very easiest way to get to her homepage is to scroll down to the bottom of the sweepstakes. Towards the very bottom of the page, this site is a part of Game Glitches and Secrets web ring, which takes us to Holiday Girl 1225's Game Secrets, Glitches, and Theories blog. Everything is obviously holiday themed, which there's not many characters that would, could, or should make you think of.
True.
Today, the official Dragon Blazers website was updated with a bunch of weird links.
Does
Dragon Blazers...
Does ARG stand for Augmented Reality Game? Or I think that's what that stands for, right?
Is of course the fake series that we see Noelle playing with her father. I searched around the official website for clues and found about 26 pages so far. There's a bit of a meta gag taking place here where we're reading this Secrets, Glitches, and Theories blog when this entire sweepstakes is set up to be that very same thing. It doesn't seem to be an ARG as there's no puzzles and it doesn't lead to anything. Anyone else think the devs might have been eating a little too much fruitcake this year? Mood? Curious. Listening to Blood Crushers the band Raise Up Your Bat. And it's possible that raise up your bat is meant to be a indirect, sort of subtle reference to Dez's wiffle bat that Noelle mentions back in Chapter 1. We can inspect the 14 comments left on this blog. The first one coming from Smart Genius 555-949-00252.
That's
I don't know if
Birdly.
those numbers
That's
are
Birdly.
significant, but it is very, very likely this is Birdly.
Man, bro, I know these characters now, bro. I have this down, bro. I know my people, man. I knew this was fucking Birdly. Yeah, Smart Genius.
Presumably, those first 10 digits are meant to make up a phone number. 555 is really commonly used for fake phone numbers because that just doesn't exist. But then I think the gag they're going for here is that somehow Smart Genius and then his literal phone number was already taken and he had to add 2 to the end to be the second one. Another epic post-holiday girl. Can I be mod? This blog.
No, I want to read this in Birdly's voice. Another epic post-holiday girl, 1225. Can I be mod? This blog definitely needs more posts and possibly better ones. Whoever's prank calling my phone needs to stop.
Definitely needs more posts and possibly better ones. Whoever is prank calling my phone needs to stop. Maybe you shouldn't put your phone number in your username?
This is
an excellent
deep.
idea, my fellow mod. And now he's changed his name to Smart Genius New Admin.
Oh,
and I made an account just for being full admin to be more secure.
Who gave him
It would be
admin
better than
privileges?
mod anyway. Please give me privilege.
Oh, he's asking.
By the way, prankers, once I become admin, you will be hit not with the ban hammer, but the ban bird. A halberd for banning people. Savor your last moments now.
This is so cute.
Absolutely underlining and confirming that this is Birdly. How are they still calling me? Sorry,
'Cause
my
your
computer
phone
is
number didn't
bugged. Lol.
change.
Looks like the admin panel isn't working. Lol, I can't give you privileges. Sorry, you won't be able to be mod or admin. It's nice having you comment, though. As for the phone calls, your old posts are up there with the phone number still. Are you
Dummy.
saying I should delete my posts?
Yes.
I may worship you as a mod, but that's too far even for me. As for your computer, worry not. I can fix it. I have my way with computers. Calculators want to kiss me. Laptops love me. With a flick of my wing, your computer will sing. Sorry for the lack of posting. I accidentally deleted Minecraft and it took all day to figure out how to get it to work again. Which in Deltarune Chapter 2, we had the inclusion of Minecraft as a bit of a throwaway gag, but now it's seemingly confirmed that this is literally what exists in this world in place of Minecraft. Fortunately, the prank caller helped me get it back, and now we are playing together. If anyone else wants to play, I'm putting the details of our server below. Except
It was removed?
then removed by mod. Aw, that's cute. I think I need to lock this thread as it contains personal information. Thanks everyone for your interest. Thread has been locked. Normal users can no longer post. But then we hear from a user who simply goes by Sports. Baseballs obviously have some deeper significance to this world, we don't really know what. But the only character who's a direct peer of Noelle's who is obsessed with sports would be Jockington. And considering our only sport-themed prize makes direct reference to a snake, I think it's basically confirmed that that's who would be chiming into the blog going by the name Sports. Does Dragon Blazers have sports? I never played it. Oh my god, sports! Hi! Lol, you should play it. Can there be a soccer ball in the game? No? Thanks, I learned a lot. I do not think I will use this website anymore.
Oh shit.
Following the link from the Frosted Cereal Box prize, we are now on the Cat Petters subpage of her site. As you may know, Cat Petters 2 is one of this admin's favorite games. To those that don't know, it's a game where you take care of a cat and raise it. Sounds simple, right? Actually, Actually, the game has a really deep animation and breeding system, so players have been able to hex edit the game data to create brand new pets. If you download the right mods, you can raise birds, hamsters, cars, cartoon characters, and even more. Mew Mew Queen's Spamton family pack is a great example of how far things can go. However, you have to be careful, because not all the mods are very compatible. When pets fall in love, an egg appears and it hatches into a new pet that combines the animation and visual data of the two parents. Obviously, eggs have a great significance to this world. Meaning, if you try to breed a hamster and a car, you'll either get a complete freak of nature, or, worse, you'll get this message: incompatible pet. Then the game will freeze and the music will glitch out. I was so scared of seeing this message as a kid, I would punish my pets so that they would never fall in love. If an egg did appear, I would throw in the trash right away.
Damn.
All of this could be done in reference to the literal egg glitch seen in the second generation of Pokemon, Gold and Silver. Through this, you could have an egg hatching into another egg that is then treated like a Pokemon, but if you try to use it, it just glitches things out even harder. And we would all quietly whisper about it over school lunches. One of those not-so-secret secrets that was never intentional. And similar to the way we don't really know what to do with these eggs when we receive them in Deltarune, Noelle would panic and throw them in the trash. Until one day, her mood is nostalgic, and she's listening to the corrupted soundtrack of Cat Petters 2, No Cats. And if you choose to play the music on this website, it is a deeply corrupted and glitched out version of Jingle Bells.
Okay. Yeah, Noelle got some demons. This is what we
The
listening
link
to?
takes us to /egg.
Is this underground,
Something
perhaps?
that goes off theme with the rest of the website, but we can still see in the title bar, "Welcome to Holiday Girls Game Blog." Everything is actually still here. If you were to open it up, there's the welcome image. It's simply obscured with everything being fully blacked out, all the color removed. Maybe it would remind you a little of a goner, perhaps? Or a follower of Gaster, either which are these grayscale characters that are deeply directly connected to Gaster, all layering in eggs and other such things. My 2 pieces of Gaster videos are what you're gonna want to watch if you want to see all those connections drawn out in great detail. And when I say great detail, I mean a lot of detail. I hope that I explain it well, so it means great for both reasons. But I shouldn't be the one to judge that. If you have no pets, it's known there's a rare chance for an egg to appear, giving you a random pet. This is the only way to get some of the secret cats in the game, which are still super rare on top of that. So it's a lot of waiting for eggs, hatching them, and throwing away tons of cats trying to get the perfect character. This caused other problems, but I'll explain that another time. But one day when I was trying to get the ultimate cat, something weird happened. A white egg showed up on my screen, but there was a message with it. Special. I was really excited. I've never gotten a special egg before. In fact, I'd never even heard of it at all. I sat there for an hour waiting to see what it would turn out to be. Maybe I would be the first one to discover a brand new cat. But what was weird is the egg never hatched. I started to worry that it was some kind of glitch, so I decided to try and get rid of it before it hurt my computer. And that's where things got really strange. No matter what I did, I couldn't move or throw away the egg. I tried clicking it over and over, and in the end, all that happened is it made some sort of weird sound. This freaked me out so much I deleted the game and reinstalled it. But the egg was still there. Obviously. Now that I'm older, I think what happened is I had so many mods installed that the egg didn't know what to hatch into. But at the time, I thought my computer was haunted or something, or the egg was gonna kill me. After a few hours of freaking out, I eventually faced my fears and loaded up the game again. The egg was there, but it didn't seem to be doing anything. So I started raising it like it was a normal pet, brushing it and playing with it and stuff, which honestly kind of reminds me of the way that Temmie treats her little egg friend.
Oh, yeah,
By the end of the day, I actually started thinking it was a cool pet, and maybe I could try to figure out how to upload it online as a mod. I wasn't able to do that, though. The next day when I opened the game, the egg was gone, with a message that said, "Left home due to happiness." Usually the message is, whatever pet left home due to sadness, and only happens when you neglected your pet. It's not supposed to happen because you were nice.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that
and
just
really
means it was
the
so glitched
general
out.
idea of looking after a pet and a little egg is a reference to a Tamagotchi, but it's kind of indirect, so you know, it's not heavily referencing that. It's meant to be its own thing. You're playing this on the desktop with mods. The egg actually had a name, but I don't remember what it was. It's been driving me crazy ever since. If anyone else has ever seen an egg in their game like this, please sign my guest book, please. First one gets 100 cheesy points from me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Cheesy?
Cheesy
Maybe it's meant to be
points?
cheesy? I don't know. On the heart locket, there is a link in
Better give me
your
my
best.
privileges.
This again takes us to part of Noelle's blog. This time /Chris_Dreamer_Kris. I don't know what the significance is of writing out Kris twice like that at the beginning and the end. I assume there's a reason. I'll be so curious to see what or why. And there's an audio file attached to this as well.
See, the thing about these freaking OSTs,
It's
bro,
listed
what
as
is
a
that?
private post. Only friends can see this. In Deltarune, Noelle mentions that her and Kris used to be very close, and maybe they
True.
aren't quite as close as they used to be. It's funny. There was a time when they were coming over almost every day. We'd play and we'd play, then after a while, they would suddenly get very still, like they were remembering something. They'd go into the dining room to get a snack. Then after a few moments, I'd hear the piano. The first few times, I went in to watch them play, but when they realized I was looking, they'd always shut the piano and come back. So over time, I just started staying on the couch in the living room. I'd lie there, listening to them play, sometimes for hours, sometimes even until I fell asleep. Even then, what were they thinking about me? Maybe they weren't thinking about me at all. They didn't have a piano at their house, so they probably just came over to use mine. Even then, with my eyes open, there were times when I wasn't even sure if we were friends. But when I closed my eyes, it felt like a concert just for me. We've been told Kris can play the piano, but have also been shown they cannot. There's some conflicting evidence there that supposedly tells us a lot about who is controlling Kris. So I'm very intrigued to be given more context on how Kris plays the piano, when, how skillfully. The clear and obvious reveal that they didn't have a piano in the Dreamer house, so it raises questions of where Kris would have learned it at all. And I think the answer is that Kris never did. When we are playing as Kris, we cannot play the piano. When Kris's face goes blank and they become very still, someone else is presumably taken over. The entity we see controlling Kris without us. And they seem to be able to play the piano. Very eerie and very interesting.
Wait, there's two entities controlling? Let me.
Following
I'm gonna
the
ignore that,
panicked
'cause that
description
would-
of they're
would make the most
multiplying.
sense.
They're multiplying. We are still on Noelle's blog, but this time under /blue circle, a very vague description of the Peepus. I barely ever receive fan mail. No pressure, guys. But just in case I ever get an email from anyone out there, I have this habit of always reading my spam mail, just in case it's someone real. Mostly, it's just weird stuff like hoochie mamas can get big too. Promise I wasn't looking at any weird sites, guys, okay? But one day, one of the spams I got was nothing but random letters and numbers. I figured it was probably a failed attempt at sending me a virus, but I thought, what if I tried putting it into the cat petters too as a mod? So I did, and weirdly enough, it actually managed to load. For people that don't know the game, it has a special visual style. All the pets are made of circles that get animated around. One circle will be the head, another the eyes, another the pupil, another the body, etc. But I guess the game didn't like the data very much because this pet was only one blue circle. Yeah, just one blue circle floating in the air. The animations didn't work and it never moved, except for occasionally glitching out. All of the stats were really bad, and all of my pets really hated it except for certain ones. Lol, I couldn't explain why anyone liked it, but it was really funny to see who did. What's weird is that the circles seemed to be able to multiply. Normally, you need 2 pets to fall in love to make a new pet. But after a while, even if the circle was by itself, a congratulations message would come up and there would be 2 circles. I thought it was funny, but the circles started piling up. I tried to throw them in the trash, but they were multiplying too fast. A similar reaction to how she tried to handle the egg. My screen was nothing but congratulations messages when the game crashed. Needless to say, I had to wipe all my pets. Lesson learned about using files from weird emails. Until next time. Dun dun dun!
Shit.
Great.
I can only imagine who would freaking read this,
Showmanship,
man.
Noel.
So...
And it sends us
what
back
the
to
hell
her
is
main
this?
page. The wristwatch has the link, "There lies the name of," which takes us to the newest girl. This is a private post, only friends can see this. And it seems to be a lengthy backstory of Kris and Susie as told by Noel. This is like by far the longest post made. So, that new girl I keep talking about, she really, really, really hates Kris.
So
and you know what's weird? Literally only Kris seems oblivious to this. Or no, are they oblivious? They're literally getting bullied. Do they just not care? Then again, who knows what Kris is thinking? I just don't get why they don't tell their mom. Or better, switch seats with me, like I keep saying, lol. I guess they just don't want to be at the front of the class. But she doesn't ever bully me, even when there'd be a huge opportunity to. So come on, switch seats. Everyone would be safer that way. Like, you're not gonna believe what happened today, lol. After the bell rang, as usual, everyone rushed to see who could get out of class first. I stayed behind a bit to help Alphys put away some books and look for some mysteriously missing supplies. Presumably the chalk that Susie's been eating. Meanwhile, Kris was still asleep, face down on a totally blank notebook page, and for some reason, Susie hadn't left either. She was just sitting there, staring at Kris's head, sniffing it?
The hell?
Wonder if she'd like scented candles.
Oh yeah, we gotta talk to Susie about that in chapter 3.
Eventually, I started to leave too. I even almost said bye this time, but I was a bit worried about Kris, so I stayed outside the classroom to, watch? I had to stay totally out of sight, holiday family ninja style, since Susie didn't seem like she was gonna do anything until she made sure I was gone. After a while, Susie got up, knocking her chair over. She jumped into Miss Alphys' seat and put her shoes up on the desk, getting dirt everywhere. I just know I'm going to have to clean that. She grabbed the apple Birdly had given Alphys a few days ago, You know, one of those ones she has literally never eaten, held it up, and started talking. Hey, idiot. Kris didn't look up. Hey, idiot. Kris still didn't look up. Kris! Kris looked up.
Yeah, you better call me by my name, Susie.
Rolled her eyes and showed all her horrible and very cool teeth. Nice shampoo. Apple flavor, right? Better be careful about wearing that around me.
Eat my hair.
Referencing the apple shampoo we absolutely find in their bathroom. Then she bit the whole apple in half, including the core. She even ate the seeds, which, contain arsenic if you didn't know.
Let's not.
Don't eat those, Susie. Anyway, Kris didn't react, so she continued. Keep smelling like apples. You might end up like this. Kris didn't react. Bitten. She pointed to the apple in half. There was like the most awkward silence, and then snickering. But it wasn't Susie. No, it was Kris. Just barely stifling some laugh. Did they think that was some kind of weird joke? Whatever it was, Susie must have thought she was getting made fun of because she immediately just launched the apple right at Kris. But Kris, with their gamer reaction speed, held up their notebook like a shield and blocked it diagonally, bouncing it into the air, and actually caught the apple.
What?
Then,
what type of tech is that? So you just like boom, and that's if someone does that, leave, Susie. Like at this point, like I have a sort of dominance, bro.
And took a bite out of it. Gosh, though, did that make Susie mad. You little. She ran over and grabbed Kris by the hair, staring into their face really close. I froze. I knew that if I didn't do anything, Kris would get hurt or worse, but something inside me just froze. I just stood there, holding my breath, and Susie kept talking, which kind of ties in and confirms the idea that Noelle gets frozen by her fears, and that manifested as her ice powers in the dark world. One day, your mom's gonna get sick of you, you little freak, and as soon as that happens, Susie laughed. I felt genuinely sick. Someone might make you disappear, and she'll finally realize how happy she was without you.
Damn,
but after all that,
are you jealous?
Kris didn't say anything at all. Susie exploded. Say something, you idiot. It felt like her voice echoed around the room forever. Then, when it finally went quiet, Kris's mouth looked like it moved. To be honest, moved so slightly, I couldn't even tell if they said something or what. But whatever it was, Susie's attitude suddenly completely changed. She let go of Kris, backing off quickly, then left the room in such a hurry she easily would have won today's leaving first race. I really wish I could have seen her reaction, but I was so scared she would see me that I literally just jumped into my locker. In the end, all I could see through the little slats was her shape from behind, going towards the entrance of the school with her head held low. Finally, I heard the entrance door close. I sighed, and suddenly
Damn, maybe it was like, at least I have a parent or some shit. Damn. I don't know. Like, what? I feel like that's the only thing that really could have changed Susie's demeanor. Maybe Kris was like, at least I have a mom or something. Damn. This is, bro, you telling me all this it was on this website? Jesus, bro. I don't even know how I would navigate the website, even if it was here. Like, bro,
all that frozen
so
feeling
much
that had built up in my chest flew out of my body all at once. Holy cheese and crackers, I said to myself. I almost started laughing from relief. Then suddenly, my locker's door flung open. Kris was standing there. I started to stutter hello, and they just slowly shut the door on me and left. Well, that just happened, lol. Which is making fun of kind of the meme-y way that people say writers like Joss Whedon will write dialogue. I ordered apple shampoo. Maybe if I wear it too, she won't bother Kris as much.
Aww.
And there's just one more of these blog posts, slightly more complex to get to. Following the link on the commemorative ring, then the TV to the static, taking the static branch to this all blue screen and clicking on that black rectangle. There is a missing image that would just take us back to Noelle's main page. Did anyone else wander around this screen as a kid? We're left with nothing to go off of. The cross-shaped maze in the ice area from Dragon Blazers. Once you go in it, no matter where you go, you'll always be brought back to the same room. Normally, one of the characters is supposed to guide you through the maze, but it became one of the most famous, or should I say infamous, parts of the game, because if you go there without that character, you'll get basically stuck forever. The developers actually say something about this in the manual. It warns you this glitch is actually one of the bad guy's magic spells. Yeah, sorry guys. I think you were just eating a little too much fruitcake when making this part of the game.
What?
Again, we have that very specific joke from Noelle that, fruitcake is soaked in liquor. As a kid, I had no idea that this was a glitch. I literally spent hours on the screen wandering around there thinking there was an exit. The thing is, there actually is one. Somehow, kid me was so stubborn. I think I went...
I'm actually interested. What the hell is fruitcake? Oh. What the heck am I looking at? I've definitely never had this before.
Every single possible direction somehow, then the last direction you go is up. If you do that, you'll find a door that doesn't appear anywhere else in the game. This shocked me so much as a kid, I screamed and pulled my controller so hard it unplugged the console. I actually started crying, but I knew my mom would turn off the game if she heard me, so I held my breath and started hiccuping and gasping. I literally thought I was going to choke on my...
Gaster? Let me stop. I'm not gonna do that shit.
Tears.
Yeah,
it only made me cry more that I had to plug the game back in by myself. I was so scared that I would get electrocuted and die from the wires. I was actually always afraid of electrical sockets too, because I thought they were looking at me, which is like very interesting that we eventually have these characters in the cyber world that have sockets for faces, with the plugs being their eyes and mouth. Come on, I wasn't a weird kid, I promise. I got over it after that. Considering Noelle is this blogger and has this close connection to technology and computers, it feels very much like the cyber world was designed around her. That explains—
I said that! I literally said that. Bro! I was like, this was molded, like, to her wishes. To her.
Why the queen specifically becomes so protective of her.
Bro! Oh, you see, I gotta like the video just off the strength of that. I was literally saying that. I don't know if anybody combated me on that stance. I don't know, but yeah. See, that's what I'm trying to say, y'all. Like, yes, bro. I literally said that.
It'll be very interesting to see if each new Dark World becomes based around a different character's personality.
Yes!
So, I started the game again, and with my hands shaking, I went back into the maze.
Peak.
But what's super weird was that somehow I was able to get right back to the door. I was so happy I almost started screaming again, but remembered to hold my breath halfway. Now, I was going to be able to see what was in the secret door. Or, so I thought. It was locked. And I've never been able to find any key in the game that opens it. Since then, I can actually get to the door pretty consistently if I concentrate. Unfortunately, I don't know exactly what I'm doing and it feels different every time, so I can't give any advice. I know this sounds really, really fake, but if anyone ever figures out a way to open the door, please, please, please sign my guest book. I'll even put you in my Hall of Fame, so there can be someone in it besides me. Mood nostalgic, listening to Dragon Blazers Glacier. Now, the second half of this video is much more just literally reading on its own. I'll point out references as they come out, tie in some light theories here and there, but this is all the most obvious content involved with the sweepstakes. It's not so much hidden or buried or obscured in any way.
Okay.
So if you followed along with the sweepstakes closely, you've probably seen all this. That's why I tucked it at the back of the video. But hey, maybe you'll just enjoy me reading through it, so I figured I would include it. This is how you guys voted anyways. Thank you to everyone who took part in that poll, by the way, and thank you to Fruz, who took on helping edit this back half, because it was just getting overwhelming. They have their own channel here on YouTube. I highly recommend it. I'll have links down below. Please do check that out. And in case you're just tapping out at this part of the video entirely, I will remind you once more, go wishlist Pikachu Dreams. Let's get on with the video. As the sweepstakes went along, the more people donated, the more prizes were unlocked along the way. The first prize, the Fan Gamer gift cards. It's a very standard looking gift card. Up to 9 people will win various cash values in the form of free gift cards. That's money for free. What? Do these idiots think this is charity? This opportunity is too good to be true. Therefore, after you get it, please confirm the number on the back with our team. I will personally try out the card for you
to take the
confirm
money.
it's
You
safe.
scammer.
So he's just baiting you to give him the number on the card so he can spend it.
Bro.
We have Shirtwear 1.4S Spamton Update Patch. These different Deltarune themed shirts have all had Spamton's face plastered over them.
Nasty.
These chewed up bubblegum wrappers thought they could make merchandise without me? Well, who's a custom embroidery now, you scrap heap? This one-of-a-kind brand name clothing can't possibly make you look more than you do now. Spamton's old socks. These socks themselves are pretty straightforward. They have the added detail with the glasses wrapped around them, but yeah, they're still just socks. Have you ever wanted to make me into your living puppet and enslave me with visions of glory? So he just means making a sock puppet out of the sock. But obviously that has very dark implications considering the state that we saw him in game. A living puppet is what Spamton has been for quite some time. You man.
Fuck you.
You man. But I can't blame you. I sure am one handsome guy. So I will let you have my pair of dirty socks as a eternal sacrifice. Just as old and crusty as the day I die. Spamton toilet paper. Peepus stickers for sale on bluebubble.rodeo. I've always been a man of the Peepus, a real Peepus person. Looking for a way to max out your TP? Which is quite commonly a stat in video games and is very specifically in Deltarune. Yourself in style with the new Spamton toilet paper. Each piece contains a motivational quote about how I killed you. Worm from the string, which I just don't even really understand what I'm looking at. Just a fuzzy little cylinder? It's just Spamton not in a suit? Like, what is the deal with this? I mean, Rules card always likes calling people worms, but I don't see that as being overly relevant. Like, look at this freaky little thing. It looks like a cat toy. I don't know what it is. I'm being told that Worm on a String is a popular toy, but I don't know. It's no Beyblades. Ever think about settling down and having a little worm of your own? Don't worry, we have painfully modified a loving creature that's sure to eat you out of house and home. It will infest your house, your crops, and your heart. Succumb to the worm. Succumb to the worm.
Alright, Spamton.
The championship belt. The Money Gang. Top sales. You are the champ. Then featuring like a drawn on Spamton Pog face. This is a longer one. You won't become a big shot without taking a few fights. I have been beat on, stepped on, and up, and down, shaken up, stirred around, cracked like an egg, had sand kicked in my eyes, had my nose metaphorically ripped off, which does literally happen in that secret boss battle, kissed on the mouth, tucked into bed, drank my orange juice, fell down the stairs, and you know what? I still got up in the morning at 2 a.m. to go directly back to bed.
Are you okay, Spamton? I mean, I know you're not. Spamton, do you want me to call somebody?
Sound like,
what in the world?
Well, skip the line of people waiting to beat you into ever-loving and become the champ directly with this commemorative belt. A belt is basically a ring for your ass. That's right. Wear this safety belt to school or work, and you won't even have to wait in line for people to beat the out of you. Meanwhile, I can sneak out the back and never finish that sentence. There's a jar filled with a white something and a yellow and pink orb on top. I like how this one uses the Deltarune dialogue box, Spamton after not surviving. What's more fun for kids than a contest for 18 years or older to enter? What's that? I hear you getting mad. Yes, I hear the haters and screamers outside my window every day. I hear them right now, shooting me with guns and whole milk and slapping me moist against the freshly tiled bathroom floor.
Spamton's insane. I think that was obvious. This man's a maniac.
Cool down with what if one day you ended up killed me? What if I died, just like I finally became a real boy and turned into graveyard dust for the fans? Finally became a real boy is obviously a reference to Pinocchio, something that's tied in very directly with the idea of being puppeted and on strings. Well, let this be an email in a bottle for you. Wake up and smell the my dead carcass. Sand in a jar, hardly worth even one measly neochromer. And you can have it for free. There is the Cungadero crossing sign, which appears to have Spamton driving with a nice flashy bolt along the side, so you know how fast it is. The nation's most popular car, Cungadero, now with its own one-of-a-kind final warning sign after the rest were. Remember, if you show this warning sign in your back window and they don't let you cross, you have the legal claim to run them down.
What?
In-game, once at the Forest Bake Sale, you can buy a Lancer cookie. A cookie shaped like Lancer's face. Written on the back of this candy, Lancer cookie. A cookie shaped like Lancer's face. Maybe not a cookie, heals 1 HP, will heal you in times of need. Face. The explanation of what this cookie does is taken straight from the game, and the face is probably in reference to Homer Simpson.
Hippo.
We appear to have the top chef's face. I think it says top bakery something. It's very pixelated. And here it is, Cookie of Boy. Like many buzzing and burning creators, we are expanded into selling expired food over the internet. Unfortunately, the big man's always flocking around the cute little guys like us who just want to make a quick buck by selling poison. So to get around the Office of Rules and Regulations, we had to make it 100% inedible slime. Please read the fine print. If you aren't a little guy, you might need to press down to crouch. Choking hazard, ages 3 and up. Choking hazard, ages 3 and below. Choking hazard, age is exactly 3. There is the Fur-thentic cardboard box, like the one Noelle uses as a disguise. The interesting part is that there is fur sticking out of the holes where Noelle's antlers would normally go. I don't know if this is meant to be left over from something or if it's supposed to imply that the annoying dog is stuffed in this box. I'm not sure what to do with that. Tired of facial recognition but want everyone to know who you are? Nothing works better than our faithful recreation of everybody's favorite frosted cereal box. Complete with fine and skin-crawling details created by our hard-working team of disgusting freaks. This one is messed up. Spam key candle, Spamton sended candle. So spam key makes me think of the keygen, and then Spamton is in quotes, and then sended is spelt wrong. There's just a lot going on with this one. But then the scent itself is my ass. It's a bit of a mess in the best possible way. The Spamton candle, my ass. And then, a scientific name, my assiness. With fragrant, tantalizing extracts.
Shut that shit up.
Like any big shot, of course I have my own line of scented perfumes. The ladies and gentlemen will be gagging, for this olfactory experience is sure to turn heads and tails when you get thrown out the window for lighting it in the in-flight restroom. What could it possibly smell like? Glad you asked. That, my friend, is an industry secret that I will hopefully never know. My favorite prize out of any of them is the banana, being well preserved in a Beauty and the Beast-like container just to make extra sure that it maintains its glorious potential. And by potential, I of course mean potassium. We have the Ralsei nurse costume for plush, which very specifically in Chapter 2, there is an instance where we have the characters do a quick costume change, with Ralsei turning into a little nurse character. Let's be honest, folks. Fluff sells, and who has more fluffy, scringly appeal than everyone's favorite highly marketable that guy? Dress him up in this one-of-a-kind nurse costume, $9.99, and he will make your boo-boos go bye-bye. Buy now, and in our special deal, he will also make your babas go bobo, which I think is just making fun of the fact that he's a goat. Baba, like the noise a sheep or a goat would make, and Bobo, like little Bo Peep, maybe? That second part's maybe a stretch, but the Baba, I think, is definitely the case. There is the Your Best Heart Locket. Engraved on this, Spamton, still the best. And on the reverse side, 1997. Although the 1925, I don't really know what that means or how that ties in, if it does at all. And then inside, a picture of Spamton. It's the Your Best Heart Locket. Ever wish you could carry and cuddle a little Spamton all day so you won't be alone in the garbage for snack time? Someone hitting on you and your boyfriend, and wish you could show them a picture of your hotter boyfriend so no one will ever find you attractive again? This heart-shaped object is the thing for you. A truly unique concept, a commemorative locket between the two most important characters, me and my person who gives me money. There is the Spamton Mr. and Mrs. and thruple cutting board. Mr. and Mrs. and Spamton established 1997.
That's really cool.
Now, there have been recurring references to anniversaries and anniversary gifts, which obviously makes sense in our real-world context. It is the first anniversary of Chapter 2 being released. However, the recurring use of rings, references to marriage, to divorce, this Mr. and Mrs., the Mr. and Mrs. Peepus, I'm beginning to think that Spamton was married, and that sometime along this trajectory of becoming a big shot, that marriage was ruined. Just a tiny bit extra bit of detail on his backstory that could inform so much. Is there a Mr. or Mrs. in your life? Have you ever seen one before? Then your worries are over. Spamton is here to save your marriage. This commemorative cutting board will help introduce your partner to a new and spicy stage in your relationship. Whether you are already married, looking to immediately divorce, or need
Why would I
to
want a board that says Mr. and Mrs. Spamton?
use this to
Why would I want
propose. Not ready for the next stage yet? Just use
Mr.
it
and
as a
Mrs. makes
threat
more
to
sense
say
for Spamton.
Spamton's gonna be your Mr. Player 3 if
Oh,
they don't
God,
cook more.
hell no.
As an added bonus, we will provide a red correctional marker, so if your relationship goes south of the border, just cross out the Mr. or Mrs. as needed. We have the Peepus Bath Rug. In the logo here, it's obviously the shape of a blue egg. I'm guessing that they kind of just took an existing weird mat that's shaped like, I don't know, a stone or something and wrote Peepus on it. So it's mostly blue and mostly egg-shaped, but kinda not really. Stepping out of the watering hole, but only a single toe got so delicious and moist. Spamton Industries is here with a unique Peepus Bath Rug, made of 101% naturally organic Peepus fibers. There's only one, so hurry and get it now before it's too late. Hurry, there's still only one. No, they're multiplying.
Yep.
They're multiplying.
Just like how Noah said.
Embroidered
my
bathrobe and slippers from Spamton Spa. Spamton Spa, we have him edited with these little cucumber slices, a towel, and once again on the slippers. Nothing really to be seen there. Look your stylish best after a refreshing salad dip in the burning acid. Also works well for coming out of the 5-star private bathroom after getting swirlied in the commode, or being pushed into the private pool by ungrateful swine. The fungible token, making fun of NFTs. It makes sense that Spamton would be a part of such a scam. I love that there's a monkey in the header here referencing the bored apes. A poster in which every face has again been edited to be Spamton's except for Kris's, which I find quite interesting. We are proud to announce Spamton Fungible Token. It takes the form of a special physical inedible
Fungible. What is
paper
I don't
that
even wanna
only
know.
one person can own. That's right. And there's more. Possessing the holy object gives you sole ownership of it, meaning if you use its likeness in your own creative project, we will know exactly who you are when we need to sue the pants off of your sorry ass.
Oh, shit,
New
okay.
and unique bleeding edge technology will allow you to be Crocs compatible with all of your favorite games, such as putting it on the wall, darts, folding, and best of all, forgetting you own it. Now, here's where things spin off the rails a little bit. There's going to be a lot to share here. And so again, I'm going to separate it out slightly after the fact so that it has kind of a dedicated section. We had the Ask Spamton live Q&A with this little animated GIF kind of making fun of like late night adult hotlines. Pretty on the nose, very funny, and obviously tying in the phone that has great significance to Spamton and his shop in chapter 2. That's a really great use repurposing that iconography to make this joke, but still kind of rooting things in the actual game. And I should point out, this is completely removed from the Deltarune website Sweepstakes archive.
Oh.
Like any
Why?
accredited motivational speaker, I am constantly required to answer questions from worthless pieces of... I will be answering at least 5 questions
Metaton would never say that to us, bro.
selected from my loving audience to be presented on my social media, which would actually link us to the Fan Gamer Twitter, which had been taken over by Spamton for the duration of the sweepstakes. The questions will be chosen randomly and fairly, prioritizing the rarely heard voices of those that have the most followers to help me gain subscriber. Remember, I'm more likely to answer questions that don't challenge me in any way, are blatant praise, or are useless. The Peepus Big Shot Fantasy Ship Ring, which is kind of a joke about it being a championship, but like fantasy sports. The championship ring with 3 Peepus, Spamton, and written on the other side, G Spamton, 97, 19 to 97, rather than showing the year range. It is just 1997. It's a three-peat ring, your third championship in a row. And once again, we're getting more sports-based memorabilia, but I don't entirely know how to fold that in properly. So how about that Peepus? How about that sport of the Peepus? I know some of you kids out there like hours of free sports entertainment, so I have a deal that's sweet Sunday creme to any self-respecting ball nut. In this special deal, I will declare you the winner of the Peepus Championship, and you don't even have to do a single thing. Go ahead, kid, show off your big shot with this one-of-a-kind commemorative ring. Don't like it? Don't like it? Get hitched to a baseball, you snake. Which the baseballs are another thing that have had recurring significance of some sort that I don't really know. I've kind of just pieced together the fact that it's a recurring piece of imagery, but I think we'll need the full game to properly understand why. I think it has to do with deaths. And considering that sport itself commented on Noel's blog, maybe that is true? It's hard to tell what exactly is going on with that. There is the engraved wristwatch, which obviously the watch is an item to be used in-game, and one that ties in very much to that weird route where Kris can steal away the watch in the dark world and have that affect the hometown. Nothing says you...
So I guess that's the second time we've heard of the weird route mentioned. I assume that's like a genocide route or like something akin to it. So I assume you have pacifist, genocide, and then weird route. So
or a big shot, like a premium luxury watch, antique from a itch, and powerful itch. Rest assured, our merchandise is 100% authentic, faithful recreation of stolen goods. Need proof? There lies the name of the angel with the tattered wings. Singling out the angel, more important pieces of imagery connected to Asriel's final form in Undertale, and the fact that Noelle would recurringly make these angel crafts for her father, and tying all that together, it's literally Noelle's name engraved on the back. The Spamton 3D celebrity photo cube, but instead of a celebrity, it's Benjamin Franklin. And interestingly, this one directly addresses Kris. Kris, look, I turned myself into a cube. Maybe that reference would make more sense if I read it like, Kris, look, I turned myself into a cube.
Yeah,
Kris,
Pickle
a
Rick.
cube, I'm cube Spamton. Is that a good Rick? I gave it one take. I turned myself into a 3D photo motivational glass cube, and now I'm frozen in there with some stupid famous genius I've never even heard of. I can't believe I'm trapped together in one room and the door won't open until they hurry now, blink, and you'll miss. Which I'm guessing is tied into the fact that Spamton was very much trapped in a room. Outstanding Growth Award, which, would normally be for someone making some sort of self-improvement or becoming better at their schooling, testing higher at the end of the year than they did at the start, and here it's being used for Spamton because he literally makes himself bigger. Without continual growth and progress, such words as improvement, achievement, and success have no meaning. Benjamin Franklin and Spamton. Hot mamas in your area. Real wine glass 100%. And then the little icon for it, slightly different. Hot mamas in your area. Real wine glass 100% replica. Another faithful recreation, this time of everyone's favorite all-ages beverage choice. Just looking at it, your eyes can almost taste that smooth flavor of dye. Still fragrant with smoking hot ass from her royalties personal collection, it will only gaining value when it becomes a special collector's item after I replace her now. Replace her now. As a special bonus, if you break glass in case of emergency, you can have unrestricted access to the hottest second-hand kiss from any dead pharaoh for 50 miles around. Now that's value.
No, it's not.
And there's the spilled acid down below and the queen's lipstick along the rim. I love the skeleton snow globe. What better way to profess your love to Spamton than a limited edition musical snow globe with everybody's favorite famous skeleton? And yes, the song is of course just that top 100 hit by the classics you've come to expect. That's why we can't legally show the image right now. That's why they're coming to kill me right now. They're coming to. And so obviously we're going to assume that this is sans, maybe papyrus, most likely sans in a snow globe. But instead, it is a very different famous skeleton. Users managed to find this image that appears to be this exact snow globe, just blurred a bunch. And obviously they wouldn't be able to show it because of Disney copyright issues if they were actually going to use it. I don't even know what the deal is with this prize. The official Among Us Twitter account kind of got in on the fun, joining the sweepstakes, and were announced to have actually won the prize, and then they came asking, "Here to collect my snow globe, thank you." And where's my snow globe? So yeah, I just love seeing developers interact with that. It's especially fun for me when these are pairs of games that I have covered quite heavily on the channel before. Every single piece of Deltarune merch you can buy. Next, I want to cover the
I did not mean to do that. What the hell was that? Give me a second, y'all. I need to find that. That was Noelle.
I just love games that I have.
What the hell? Is she a demon? Who the hell is this? Ah, hell nah. Snowgrave route? Yep. Some demonic shit. I guess this is like the weird route, because, what the bro? Is this a demon or an angel? Because her eyes are white. Like, she looks like an angel, but she's. Yeah, this is some weird shit.
Covered quite heavily on the channel before. Every single piece of Deltarune merch you can buy. I love that it's just a dump truck pouring things into an empty canyon. How did this get here? Real whirligigs? What are you guys doing? We're going to go double bankrupt if you guys keep eating too much fruitcake. Which is incredible, because we have recurring confirmations that these bracketed texts are being taken from fake ads, but occasionally from things we are familiar with. And for this one, it was ripped directly from Noelle's blog. Stop! Don't win this. You'll take it all. You'll take everything I have. The Spamton engraved wedding ring. Love you. Show your devotion, your defecation to the one you love most with this commemorative ring. If you promise me your heart-shaped object, I can promise you an honest man who will always be there to scream, "It hurts! It hurts! Like what's yours is mine, and what's yours is mine. Don't like it? Don't like it? Then don't worry. Like all my commemorative rings, just slap it on any hoochie mama and they will be yours." Referring to the way that Noelle is seemingly controlled through the ring. You just need to change your name to Spamton. It's engraved. And engraved on the inside band of this frost ring, you plus Spamton. I'm guessing this is meant to be the freeze ring that we see in-game, which had the flavor text that it had a snow globe on it, so there's a weird linking of prizes there. The ring can only be equipped to Noelle, and only after she's killed enough enemies with ice shock during that weird route. So I think this prize has something quite interesting to say about control. The Spamton body pillow. Like any self-respecting big shot, I have an army of crazed fans who love me not just because of my massive fame, but also because of my massive ass. Have a...
We gotta help Spamton, y'all. This anomaly should not exist. Yeah, not because of my massive fame, but also because of my massive ass.
Long
Where?
and refreshing.
I don't even want to know anyway. Actually,
criminals could be right next to you and your family. Let your unhealthy attachment to your favorite salesman fester. The more you use it, the more you'll realize night sweats and rashes may occur. Call a doctor immediately. I love that we see the behind part of the pillow.
That's his
and it
ass?
does kind of look like it has his ass hanging out.
Oh, action!
Really, his legs are so short and his body's so long, his ass is surprisingly low on his body. And the Spamton's fate.
bro.
Spamton, aren't you just sick of him? Why does he get all the attention? Why should he be so special? He wasn't any better than any of us. What do you think? Let's buy Spamton's silence
probably
permanently.
Mike.
Let's get him out of this place once and for all. Don't you think it's about time someone else got the spotlight?
Oh.
Or should he stay
This is
free?
probably Mike and the antenna.
Let him live his lucky life. Encourage him. Be happy for him. After all, are we really any better? Spamton's fate is in our hands. I think this is meant to be the
the
various
salesman?
Addisons talking amongst themselves.
Oh.
And it's just a plain black rectangle. I even played around with the brightnesses and contrasts. There doesn't seem to be anything in this. It's just titled Fate.png. Spamton G. Spamton Big Shot Auction House. Don't want free prizes? Click here. Want to show you're the big shot with the most premium luxury collector's item the world has ever seen? Well then, today's your day. Get out of those spacious pockets because there's only 2 winners taking home the ultimate prizes. And of course, all money goes to charity. This is the giant golden Birdley statue and the Mona Spamton. These ended up selling for $11,100 and $22,100. God, I wish I had that kind of money. It would be so dope to do these videos with the Mona Spamton behind me. And I don't want a print, I want the official. This is it, fellow adults. Him, the ultimate wild prize, the golden bird with heaven's symbol inscribed into his ass. And on the backside of the statue is actually the Japanese character for heaven, spanning a tall and made of real yellow-bellied metal. This is a faithful, large-scale recreation of the best thing I ever found in the trash. As we know, Spamton literally spends a lot of time in the trash. I can't put a price on such a priceless object of sentimental value. Therefore, I will let you guys decide the price by spending as much money as possible. That's right, look. It's an online auction, baby. Get out your cyber skin wallets and give me the digits on the back right now. I can see you hesitating, making a guilty face. Well, don't worry. Turn that frown 360 degrees and walk closer, closer. All the money will go to the little guys. Like me. That's right. It's charity. So Harlan shake your wallet and hashtag Spamton challenge for the kids. Harlem Shake, making fun of the viral sensation, the Harlem Shake. There's a certificate of authenticity. It kind of doesn't seem like it has any jokes attached to it. It tells you how large it is, how much it weighs, that it's 1 of 1, special care instructions. I don't really see any jokes or anything hidden in this. And interestingly, this golden statue weighs more than an Oscar.
Oh, wow.
I just thought that was interesting and worth pointing out. I even went looking on the eBay page itself, but it seems to be made very legitimate. I don't think they wanted to layer a bunch of Easter eggs into that and risk having people think that it wasn't an actual prize. So yeah, I didn't find anything there. The Mona Spamton. The ultimate must-have merchandise for any Spamton lover's pizza is here. This is history's first fully authentic
Why is it
painting
getting pixelated as it zooms? Okay.
created without using digital assistance, but by actually using oil on canvas, which is kind of making fun of the fact that AI art has become so prevalent so recently. Each detail has been lovingly smothered in crude oil by the classics you've come to expect, who also created the Golden Bird Heaven statue. This priceless artisanal work is more than just worthy of being in a museum, it's also worthy of being sold shamelessly to the highest bidder. Get out those pocketbooks now, and I know you have spacious pockets, so you'd better make those numbers big. Again, same thing, a seemingly standard certificate
rather
of
have the Birdie
authenticity,
statue, to be
and on the
honest.
back side, it does appear to be signed by Toby. You can see at the base of the statue between Birdley's feet, it's also been signed by Toby. And finally, looking at the Spamton Twitter takeover, as well as that promised Q&A. In the banner, Fan Gamer is now Spam Gamer, and they had the pinned tweet, "Now that I've become Big Shot, my first order of the day is to run a 24-hour charity marathon to give away awful knickknacks no one in their right mind would. Get ready for Spamton Sweepstakes in 1 hour." They actually tweeted out a bunch of goofy stuff ahead of the Q&A. I can share that as well. Welcome, cyber world. It's finally mine. It's finally Spamton's. This whole city. This whole Twitty. It's Spamton Takeover. And obviously the plushie doll is now inserted into the profile picture as well. I mean, this one is like very literal. It's just telling you about the sweepstakes now going live. Spamton Sweepstakes is now live for 24 hours. USA 18 plus only. Enter to win free trash prizes. Everyone, donate to charity to unlock more prizes. Bid in auctions for the ultimate merch and enjoy the browsing the site. New Spamton Sweepstakes. Smooth new items unlocked. Spamton after not surviving. Collectible warning symbol. Artisanal inedible baked good. Face recognition prevention. Keep donating to see more. Can we get a spam for everyone's favorite ending in ton? Spamton Sweepstakes. Donate to Child Play Charity now. Anyone else enjoying this funky music? And then it has that dancing baby thing recreated again. Don't forget the auction. This little bird has raised current bid Cromer working from home, while this hot mama is smoking at current bid degrees. Look and place your bid now. New Spamton Sweepstakes, smooth new items unlocked. Ever wanted to smell my banana? Dress up your prince. Treasure the moments with your best. Keep donating to see Mare. Do you have the guts and abdominal pain to take the Spamton challenge? And pretty shortly after, did anyone end up taking the Spamton challenge? What the big man blocking my hyperlink? Oh no. Help me test my website. I think the link is broken. We've been astounded by your amazing generosity. I have decided to do a special Q&A. Reply here with your query not found, and I will the answers when we reach 150,000. So this is when that Q&A was first introduced. Thanks for your enthusiasm, fellow freaks. Now, no more questions. Your order is now processing. Please wait warmly as it is ready. Next was this big, but also very pixelated, squashed and stretched and compressed picture of this Big Shot logo. Alone on a Saturday night, hot and single, Spamton G Spamtons are waiting for you. And almost immediately I saw people pointing out that his eyes are shut. Then also looking at that Mona Lisa prize in which his eyes again appear to be shut. There are eyes kind of everywhere in this game. Like, I mean, outside of the characters themselves, they're literally carved into the walls. Kris doesn't show their eyes basically the entire game, only briefly seeing them when spinning down into the dark world. Or at the very end, revealing their eyes. So there's been a lot of significance placed on revealing your eyes and what that says about you as a person, revealing your true self. There's some pretty in-depth, elaborate theories. I haven't read all of them, but I did feel it was worth mentioning that these closed eyes could be significant in some way. Free prizes. That's right, I said free. And you're not. Click now, my lord. Only United States residents may enter. Are you suffering from success? Don't worry. Spamton G Spamton has a way to make you suffering even more. And now we can run through the lengthy selection of
It's
cute.
actually very interesting. I know I'm focused on the video, but GTA 6 leak, that was 3 years ago that this video was made, though. So that's cool.
Q&A answers that Spamton
Especially
gave.
with irony, what's happening right now.
You asked, I
man.
answer. Spamton Q&A live. New answers every so often from everyone's favorite salesman, all in this thread. What are the lyrics to Now's Your Chance to Be a? I need to know. Scroob to Spamton. Lyrics genius. Now for $3.99. The first 3 letters are free. F-I-N. Spamton, what is your favorite food? I do not speak Spanish. I'm gonna struggle my way through this. Todos los que no saben que es pipis. We're back at pipis. The original, because it's absolutely the best food. Margaritas and service. Don't drink the water. There is a Mexican restaurant in Puerto Vallarta named the original
For real?
Pipis.
What?
Dating to 1986, not quite the 97. I'm guessing this is the sort of thing that Toby chose to tie in after the fact. But their slogan is don't drink the water, drink the margaritas. Spamton, what's your opinion on men? Do you like men? I like anyone and anything that give me money. Transmit Cromer to me, and next thing you know, I'll be begging you for heart-shaped object.
Knew it.
Which is referencing one of those possible sweepstake prizes. Spamton, what is your opinion on MLM multi-level marketing business practices? Which are basically pyramid schemes. A real business-loving businessman has no need for practice. He just goes right in there and invest. And if I get kissed on the mouth, doing that, you just have to take it.
Oh,
Spamton,
gosh.
you amazing, marketable, and handsome fellow. Do you know anything about Des Holiday? Des. That's the one that Hoochie Mama always responded to Free Friends Finder emails about. Sadly, I could not extract personal information for profit. I would love to know her account number. While going through Noelle's blog, we know there's specifically a branch meant for Des that does not show up.
Oh,
and so
I'm a freaking dumbass. December? That's so weird. Like, you got the holidays family, December, and then Noel.
it feels safe to assume that the remainder of the blog is entirely Noelle's. Unless this is a shared trait between the two sisters to read and respond to spam emails, there's a lot of potential theorizing there. But just the fact that we now know these spam emails are absolutely from Spamton, and that one or both of these sisters engaged with him very directly, makes you wonder if Spamton had a role with Des going missing. There will be a lot to unpack there. Spamton G. Spamton, if it's alright to ask, what is your relationship with the Addisons? The group of characters that occupy the city, and then after some special secret interactions all show up outside of Spamton's shop to tell his story. Ha ha! Now that I'm big, those sloppy Sams don't even register on my Wildlife Scout Radar 999. They're gone from my scrapbook, not even in my crap book.
Wow.
I know now our friendship was all deep-faked. Even the ones I thought I knew would never be seen with me in the public. Bad for business? Who is? I'll be showing you whose business. Hey there, Spamton, you lovable salesman, you. Question, how fond are you, or can you connect with cats? There seem to be a lot in the cyber world, neon cat signs, tasks, their manager, so I wanted to know, what are your feelings on them? Also, what's your favorite food? I'm guessing part of this questioning is motivated by the goofy theory that Spamton is a cat. I don't think I've ever looked into that one deeply myself, but I know it exists and I assume it's a joke. Maybe there's some legitimacy to it. I should check it out probably. You want to know about cats? What am I, your favorite search engine? Fine, I'll give you some free tool tips and funny animations. Haven't you heard of elemental pairs? With an valuable item, you can defend against puppet/cat or thunder/white, dark/star. Just watch for the that use death/scythe never again. Death/scythe probably is Jevil, which means that puppet/cat might actually be Spamton, confirming the cat theory, and the other two are maybe teases of upcoming bosses. Is Spamton your full name, or is it short for something? Spamton is short for Spamton G. Spamton. Did you even read my legitimate business certificate? Look, unapproved certificate error. Spamton. Why do they call it oven when you in the cold food, out hot eat the food? Which is kind of like a memeable copy pasta that is just an infinitely incomprehensible sentence, and I absolutely love it. I'm so glad someone asked that. What the? I can't understand your way of speaking. Try using some brackets or random spam quotes to make more sense. Very funny. I love the roundabout joke of Spamton complaining that a way of writing is difficult to read. Did the knight also pour milk on you and slam you against the walls of their fountains, causing a loud thud? This is in reference to this weird meme of soaking a plush in milk and throwing it against things, which was specifically recreated very recently using a Spamton plush by Fangamer. I just don't understand. Why? Why was this done? Why are they doing this? This poor little doll. What did he do to anyone? Poor Spamton. He didn't deserve this. Yeah, it's just referencing that. Who the fuck is the knight? If you want to milk me, get in line. We don't do that without a 72-hour paid appointment. Spamton, I must know the methods of your marketing genius. To you, what is so special about souls that are so desirable? Get so big I can see past the dark. Finally, becoming a real boy. If anyone has any extra heart-shaped object lying around, it could have value. Call now. So here we're tying in the idea of the heart-shaped object and the fact that souls are literally represented by hearts, and once again, we have the Pinocchio reference. Plus, just the significance of dark. There's a lot packed into this, but not really seemingly any new information. So first, someone else asked, why do you wear two colors of glasses? To which another user replied, this one was actually answered in-game, I believe. It was from an obviously failed attempt to disguise himself as Swatch to sneak into Queen's mansion. This was instead the message that Spamton replied to. Disguise? What? That guy steal my look? Okay. Maybe he stealed back what I took from him, but who wore it better? With my 99-cent glasses and my negative 99-cent hair, he might as well not even try. To think he once pretended to be my friend now. There to always listen to a shoulder to cry on. But in the end, he only always listened to a smoking hot ass now. Spamton, how do you feel about your numerous adoring fans and the copious amount of art featuring your stunning visage? Nothing but adoration and exploitation. Right back for you, fellow freaks. I always knew my audience was cheering for me. Now please stop taking my furniture out of my. Spamton, do you please help me? I need some novelty paintbrushes. Send me 666,666 Neochromer, I will buy them for you. Probably specifically chosen as a reference to Gaster's hidden stats in Undertale. Hi Spamton, big fan. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you like Peepus? And then just a whole bunch of zeros and commas scattered throughout, and then decimal 314, which are the first three numbers of pi. Mostly just a ridiculous over-the-top answer that doesn't really inform anything. Spamton, what would you say is the best feature on this special classic Kungadero? Feel the breeze as you drive around town. Easy. And don't forget about our convenient electronic lighter. It really hurts if you stick your nose in there. Ouch! And obviously, don't forget, incredibly important to the larger series, maybe just kind of dropped in here and not really telling us much of anything, but yeah, you can't not draw attention to that when you're gonna slip it into a tweet. Are the rumors true that your wife took the kids and forced you into a brutal alimony payment? What are your thoughts on being the National Video Game Divorce mascot? Did I just hear money? Donate now to Spamton Sweepstakes. Spamton, you absolute hottie. How can I have a nose as deliciously long as yours? Hit the gym, kid. Why do you look like that? Just another lasting effect on my health from becoming a big shot. This could be you. Don't you want to look just like me? Give me your... Hey, Spamton G. Spamton, do you know of the marrying Spamton becomes legal thing that Fangamer is doing, and if so, how do you feel about it? And if that goal is reached, then you're going to get a lot of marriage requests. Yes, if the rumors are true, I will marry any fan, but warning, warning, we will also divorced and forced you into a brutal money payment. Now that's occasion to the one you love. So in a funny way, he's kind of tying in sections of that previous question asked. Spamton, do you dye/color your hair? I dye. Every day. Every day I feel like I'm dying, and my insides turn a little more black and charred. Spamton, what's the best way to avoid non-apparent viruses and other scams online? I'm very scared of the Trojan and its side effects. Please help. I am sending help right now. Download this email for free antivirus. Right-click the friendly worm that comes up. I will kill your computer so you will never be afraid of hope again. What does fried peepus taste like? Fry, you'd make the boys into a deep-fried meme. Only a freak of nature would do something like that. Looks delicious, though, and cheap. So he refers to all the peepuses as the boys. I do just love that. Spamton, my acquaintance that I have acquired, I would like to ask you a special question. Have you ever seen this kind fellow? The image I have inserted below. He's been all over the television, and I'm dying to know. Don't show me this fool in clown's clothing. All he thinks about is games, 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 while I'm out here busting my ass into a scented candle. Even if I cheated, theoretically, I never your winner even once. And him and the Ketchup Kids.
Ketchup Kids? Yeah,
the candle is quite self-referential to one of the prizes. As for the Ketchup Kids, it appears to come from this meme that I just don't understand at all. What is this? What does your X form look like? If I know, they didn't even let me transform. Do you think NFTs are a good deal, Spamton? Nothing are a good deal, Spamton, until I sell it. Spamton, what would you recommend your audience during seasonal sales and limited items? Is there something you highly favor above your usual inventory? Thank you for the polite and kind query. We recommend you try the Spamton's Ass scented candle for those cozy holiday nights at home. Apparently, it actually gives you a headache in seconds. Hey Spamton, huge fan here. Was wondering why you look different to those outer salesman guys in the city. Is it because you were always destined to stand out from them in a way? Once I was like them, just a little shorter than the others, but once I started using the Spamton method every day and become big in seconds, now they're so small, so microscopic, I can't even see them anymore even if I wanted to. And one final batch of answers. That's all the answers we have time for. I'm a busy man, busy counting all this money. Now this big shot's gotta go to bed. Sleep tight. What exactly is Peepus? Is it a clam, an egg, or just something completely new? The question has been itching at me for generations. Eggs? What? Look, that's Mr. Peepus to you. Eggs? Only friend like me can call the boys that. A white one? That's surely another man's treasure. Think before you stink. Funwad, and thank you. One man's trash is another man's treasure, so I think the white eggs are spawning from presumably a character like Gaster, whereas Spamton is creating the peepuses. These eggs are things being inserted into the code, operating outside the game's space and interacting in unexpected ways, whereas the peepuses are created through spam, existing almost solely to generate and reproduce and multiply exponentially. This isn't a certain thing, but it seems to me that we're getting a confirmation that the white eggs and the peepuses are connected in a meaningful way, but potentially not as directly as we would maybe first assume. I'll be curious to see. We might have some sort of egg or peepus equivalent popping up in each chapter of the game. Spamton, is Noelle your mother? You think that Hoochie Mama is my Mama Hoochie? What a brilliant answer. No, she's just the only one that ever read my, that's why I gave her Little Blue Gift. It was the world's first charity. So now through this we have confirmation that Noelle is also reading and replying to these messages, making it sound as though both Des and Noelle were doing it. But now Spamton is saying that Noelle is the only one. So maybe earlier Des just called up a memory, but he got things mixed up. It could only be Noelle reading and responding to these. Or considering that they were responding to these questions live and trying to maintain this level of continuity and canon to match the first 2 chapters of the game while running the sweepstakes. Maybe things got a little mixed up there. But there is the confirmation that Spamton sent the code to allow Noelle to add the blue circle, the blue egg, the peepus to her game that then multiplied and caused things to crash. Spamton, who is Mike? Someone that Spamton recurringly refers to in Chapter 2 and that many people have speculated may be an important character moving forward. You! Are you one of that Cathode's crew? Cathode like a CRT TV?
I did not know
You guys know nothing about Mike. Nothing! And that's the way it's gonna stay. You leave him out of this. Alongside the Q&A session, Spamton's tweets during the takeover continued. This real metal bird statue replica literally cost thousands of dollars to make, and you can have it for current bid. Look and place your bid now. This is not the first time Spamton has done this on this Twitter account, typing out look with the 2 @ symbols, and they're slightly off from one another, which if you just type @ in Twitter doesn't happen. One of those is a special character, I guess just to add to this, but maybe they're meant to look like the 2 eyes. That's just kind of vaguely interesting. And then obviously, this is the golden statue that we see Birdly create in Chapter 2. Did you forget? Look at all these prizes you can win now. I can't believe you forgot our anniversary gifts. You can't make this up, kids. This is a real handmade oil painting of everyone's favorite salesman 1997 going for only current bid. Look and place your bid now. This is a picture of a poor defenseless peepus. Look at how sad it is.
Peepus.
If only it had more money. Won't you click now and help the little
There's
guys?
no E in
Just
that.
a couple little
It's
blue
peepus.
eggs. I think they
I
might
guess
actually be like stress balls
Pipus?
or something. Me and the boys can't believe how generous you all are. Look at everyone's reactions. The boys are cracking up. Ha ha ha. Then there doesn't appear to be anything different across these 4 photos. It's just 4 of the same photo of blue eggs. They're making the joke about, cracking up. Eggs, peepus, just more and more and more. New Spamton sweepstakes, smooth new, items unlocked, tastes like burning acid, famous skeleton funny song ball, real whirly gigs? Keep donating to see more. More new items unlocked, Spamton marriage becomes legal, pillow for body? Keep donating to see more. And finally, after all these prizes were unlocked, the final part of this, Spamton's fate has been unlocked. You can now donate to determine Spamton's fate. And from that point on, any money donated could be put towards freedom or silence, something that we don't know whether or not it'll affect the final game, but it did tie into the presentation done later that day announcing the winners of the sweepstakes. And the final tweet from the takeover came at the very end of the charity stream after Spamton was set free. Spamton's freedom was preserved. Spamton has a special message to thank those that helped him out. I know who donated against me, you little worms. And I can admit now, I absolutely voted to keep this guy silent. It seems like he's tortured and has had a horrible existence, but I still don't fully trust him. I think if it will affect anything in the game, we'll come to rue the day that we chose to keep him free. I'm in the minority. I guess we'll see how that plays out. But also, yes, do go wishlist Pikachu Dreams. Please do that. It's a little bit of meme, but I absolutely meant it. So at this point, I believe I would have read off, shared, and explained everything I possibly could have related to these sweepstakes.
This was
I do want to ask you guys one last time to please wishlist Pikachu Dreams. I cannot express how excited I am for this project. I've published other games.
I assume the game is probably out by now. So yeah, if you guys would like to wishlist or play that game, the original video will be down below. Shout out to 2 Left Thumbs, man. That was the Spamton sweepstakes. This man Spamton needs God. He needs somebody. I think he probably wants to become God. So Jesus, man. There was a lot of tidbits, a lot of lore. December. We have a couple other bits that were pretty interesting, a lot of secrets. So I think that was really about it. And I don't think there was definitely a couple things, like the antenna is more than likely going to be the antagonist next chapter, and the secret boss might be Mike. What else? Yeah, that was insane. Oh my God. I can't believe I sat down here for 2 hours and listened to this man Spamton's ramblings, man. This man Spamton. He's a very good businessman. He got, I think there was what, 300,000 to keep him going, and then like 50,000 to silence, like that. This seemed like a really good event for charity. So I'm very glad that this happened, and hopefully maybe in the future we get like another ARG that I can be a part of. That would be pretty cool, because we still have what, 3 more chapters? No, 2 more chapters left. So yeah, without further ado, it's your boy Wiz from Wiz Gaming, and we catch y'all for the first episode of Chapter 3 of Deltarune. Without further ado, my fellow Lightners and Darkners, I'll catch y'all in the next one. Later. I'm gonna go call some people for Spamton. I'm gonna go call the mental hospital because he needs some help. He needs some help.